I'm back again, this time to review yet another conference room helper to remove background noise. This will be a comparison video between Krisp.ai and Nvidia's broadcast suite. Now, Nvidia's broadcast suite is what I'm currently using right now, leveraging my condenser microphone through. It requires a GeForce GTX or RTX video processor in order to function. Now, I have an RTX system at home, and I utilize it for the sound dampening qualities. But I can't exactly bring this back to the office with me. And the powers that be at my employer have decreed that we need to spend 50% of the time in the office, and we could do 50% remote. So the remote portion is taken care of. I have broadcast, and it's been working fairly well for me. But in the office, I actually share a small office room with one other employee. And we have people that come by and stop in and chat loudly while people are on meetings. And I'd like to get rid of the voices in the background because it's very distracting for me. So enter Krisp.ai. What is Krisp? Well, it's a software layer that's AI powered that removes background noise. Ultimately, it knows signatures of noise and will remove it in real time. I should note that they have both platforms of Mac and Windows. I will be utilizing the Windows side here because I don't have a working Mac to test with. Some of the functionality differences: they both platforms support removal of background noises. On the Mac side, though, they also have added background replacement. So for video, now Zoom does a pretty good job of it. Nvidia Broadcast actually does a great job of removing the backgrounds. So I'm not really concerned about that, but definitely getting rid of the audio portion. The background distractions is paramount to what I'd like to see. And so for this test, I will be testing with my condenser microphone, with no nannies, with Nvidia Broadcast, what I'm currently utilizing, and then with Krisp.ai. And so we should be able to hear the transitions. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm working in my tiny office here in the basement, right next to the HVAC room. I have networking equipment, I have servers, so I have a ton of background noise that's constantly running. So this should be a pretty good test. The one thing that I'd like to test that I can't is to have an additional voice in here. So, like I said, at my office, I have a partner in crime there. So when he's talking, I'd prefer not to hear his voice or have my people on the other end of my calls hear his voice. I can't test that here. And Krisp actually has the ability to learn your voice. You can train it so that it'll recognize other voices that aren't yours and theoretically remove them even better than if you hadn't performed the training. I should note that Nvidia does not have that, but I've never been able to test Nvidia's broadcast with another voice running in the background. There's only so much room in this office, so we'll keep it that way. And because I'm a glutton for punishment, I will also have a plastic wrapper sound in the background, care of my Larabar, as well as some typing from my mechanical keyboard. That way we can get a full gambit test of what you can still hear and what it gets rid of. So in this case, we'll switch it over now to the no nannies portion, and hopefully this works. So bear with me. And now this is with nothing. This is just direct connect USB. You should be able to hear a little bit of the background noise. So I will utter my phrases. Can you hear me? Try to follow the sound of my voice. Where does the bread go? And this is some typing. Now let's move over to the broadcast. Once again, background. Can you hear me? Try to follow the sound of my voice. Where does the bread go? And some more typing, just to see if we can hear it. And finally, we'll move on to Krisp. This is Krisp. Here's the background noise. Can you hear me? Try to follow the sound of my voice. Where does the bread go? Follow with some typing. This is me typing. So now let me move back to Nvidia Broadcast, which is my default. Now we've heard all of them, so I will end the video here, and you can make the judgments based on that. I haven't actually heard them, so I'd like to. I would be interested in knowing how well one does over the other. One final note I should say before I end is that Krisp offers free 60 minutes per day you can utilize, so 1 hour per day of noise cancellation. For due diligence, I have paid for my personal license, so I can use it unlimited. But I did try it out with their 1 hour per day prior to actually purchasing it, and it's worked very well at work. So this is actually the first time I've compared it to what I used at home. So with that, have a good one.